Hey guys, it's Alyssa. I just want to start out by saying I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. I feel like I look terrible. But I wanted to continue sharing my story with you guys. Okay, so the last video I posted was about Nick, my client. And I pretty much ended kind of abruptly for two reasons. One is that I kind of wanted to do like not a before and after, but kind of that, you know, like I wanted for the first video to be about him and me having you guys understand like the relationship that we had, then the second video I wanted to be about more about me and the way I reacted to it, and the other reason is just because I get very emotional when it comes to Nick. Okay, so I'll start there. So after I found out that Nick had passed from suicide, you know, I was very upset, and it was difficult for me because as a counselor, I mean, you know what, let me not like say as a counselor this is how a person's gonna react, because I don't know for anybody else, but for me as a counselor, like I felt like, you know, with me using and getting clean while I'm, you know, in the profession, and to me it just kind of felt like this is what I needed to do. You know, I needed to be a counselor, I needed to help people. It had to be addicts, you know, and family members of addicts. Like I felt like all those years that I wasted while I was using were just that, wasted, if I didn't do this, you know, be a counselor. So it was very much, I was like having an identity crisis. I was just like, who am I? Like, if this is not who I am, if this is not who I can be, like who am I? I felt very responsible. You know, I can't go much into what it is that he and I spoke about. But I felt like I feel like therapists, they're supposed to help. You're not supposed to feel sad, and you're not supposed to feel like there's no way out. That's the whole point of therapy. And the place I was working, they weren't necessarily supportive. I'm not sure if they've ever dealt with something like that before, and every case is different. So even if they did, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, I didn't work there for long, so I'm really not sure, but I know that I didn't handle it well. Not at all, you know. I didn't want to work in the field anymore. I just felt like I was a failure. Not only as a therapist, but to Nick, I was a failure. And, you know, that really boiled into my life. You know, I didn't want to go to work. I ended up quitting without even having another job. I didn't care. Like, I really didn't. It was a difficult time for me. I isolated. I mean, I had my family. And we have a lot of trauma when it comes to suicide. So it was just difficult, you know, trying to talk to them, and they just didn't really, we were going through something with a close family friend who had committed suicide, so they just couldn't hear it. I couldn't talk about it with them. I was in a relationship and that was terrible. It was a terrible relationship, so I couldn't go to my partner about, you know, feeling upset. And like I literally was looking for work in a different field and it just wasn't working. It was not working. And I said, okay, you know what? This is what I know. I know what to do. I know how to do it, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find a job. And so I went to a program and I got a job there. And it was really hard. I was questioning myself, doubting the things I was saying, doubting the things I was doing. Like, am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? Like, are they going to like me? Are they gonna think that I'm crazy? Which a lot of them did. They were just like, okay, so like, it's okay, you know, it's okay. I felt very responsible for people. It's taken a long time for me to understand how much I can do for a person. And it's taken a lot of self-reflection for me to understand that there's a difference between helping someone and taking on what it is that they're going through. Because taking on what it is that people are going through is not necessarily helping. As a person, this was probably one of the most difficult things that I had to deal with. Professionally, it broke me. I was very distraught, and it actually took somebody terrible supervisor, like a really bad supervisor, and he just, you know, he told me, like, you're not everybody's superhero. People need to live their life. You're not going to be there for them 24 hours a day. And I was just like, all right, there's a nicer way of saying it, you know, like that there was no reason for it to be like that. But like sitting down and reflecting and saying, okay, you know what? I did what I could, and I'm really sorry that it wasn't enough. Really sorry. But his family knows that. His mom knows that. And his sister knows that. His grandmother knows that. It's really sad. It still is. It's really sad for me. And that's one of the main reasons why I actually made this channel. I was very passionate. I was very driven, and I told myself, you know what, I need to do more. You know, working in the field is one thing. Working directly with the people, it's good, but it's just a very small part of what it is that's going on. You know, working directly with the people, I can only work with the people that I can reach. I can only work with the people who want it. And I wanted to do something bigger, you know, like after this, I said, okay, like eventually you're gonna find something. You're gonna do something that's going to hopefully change the world. Which is still, it's like the superhero syndrome. I know I'm not going to change the world, but I can change a few people, I really hope. why I felt like this video needed to be made is, one, for hopefully for some more closure. I really hope so, that I could just say like, okay, you know what, the bad days are done. His story's out here, and hopefully people can look at it and learn from it. And the other reason why I did that is because I want for people to understand that people who work in the field, the social service field, we're people too. We have good days, we have bad days. And it work doesn't end at 5 or whatever time that we finish. It doesn't end. We're impacted. Not all of us, but some of us, we're impacted. Our lives are altered by the relationship that we have. Maybe a relationship is not the right word. By the interaction that we have. And a lot of people, I heard it so much, like, oh, my therapist doesn't care about me. You know, they want me to be this way and I'm not that way. Not every therapist is like that. Not every place you go to is going to be like that. There's going to be good therapists. If you don't feel comfortable with the therapist that you have, then look for another one. Find another one, you know. Getting healthy shouldn't hurt. Getting healthy should be a positive process. My main idea, or the main objective for this channel, was to make a connection between what it is that people can do for others that are suffering. And it's not just limited to addicts. It's the family members. It's the people who work in the field. I would always hear, like, from my good supervisors, they would say, no, it's okay, it's okay. They may not get it today, but they're gonna get it. What you told them, they're gonna get it, because they're gonna hear it from other counselors, and they're gonna say, you know what, I've heard this enough, that I believe it. I believe it. I believe that I'm a good person. I believe that I should get clean. I believe that I should have a job. I believe that I deserve it. And I just want for there to be a place where people can come and say, okay, I want to hear it. I want to hear other people, and I want to understand. And it's not a one-person job. I guess that's my point of this video. It's not a one-person job. There's not one person who should feel like I'm responsible for what it is that happens with this 1 or 20 other people. It takes a village. It really does. And I'm looking for people. So what I ask again from you guys, if you're a therapist, if you're a recovery coach or a life coach, if you run a meeting, if you know of anybody who does, please reach out to me. I'm looking to make connections. Let me know where it is that you're willing to go. Even if you're willing to do online counseling, and I will help to connect you. And for people who are looking for it, come to me and I will help as much as I can. I'm trying to build a community where people don't have to feel alone, where we can all be together, and hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. Thank you guys so much, and please come back tomorrow for the beginning of Marissa's story.